Fellow students, we are going to continue with task 2, and in task 2 the students are required to work in Excel. So the task says that the students should launch the spreadsheet software installed on their computer and carry out the following activities. So we are going to, just like we did with task 1, we are going to be doing task 2. We're going to be doing task 2, and in this task we're going to open Microsoft Excel, and the students were required to insert in the space below. They're supposed to write formula, okay, in cell F4 to calculate the total amount of savings. So without wasting much of your time, I'm going to open that which I have already done for the students to see and show how it was done. So as you can see, if you go to F4, I am on cell F4. I have used just a basic formula to come out with this total, and the students were also asked to verify the results and make sure that they copy this formula to the rest of the text. So if these were not done, the students were supposed to come here and drag to have the rest of the totals. Look at what I did. I came here, when it turned to plus sign, I drag till when I have gotten to the 7th person, that is Mighty Awing Gamba, and I released. The totals have been added. So that was the task. If you go to C, this was the C part that was asked. The D part, they said they should write down the formula to calculate the interest in G4. G4, I use 30% of this. You can either use 30% of this or use 0.03 times F4. This is F4, which are the totals. So the total is equal to the 3% of the total amount. So if this is the total amount, the total will be 3% of all this amount. So if you did the first one, just like I did, and then you drag to copy the formulas to the rest of this cell, and you have that. So you have that correct. That will give you a mark. Now you copy the formula, you give it another mark. You write down the formula to calculate the net amount in H4. So if I move to H4, I will see that in H4, in H4, the formula is supposed to be what? F4 plus G4 minus E4, which is what? F4 is the total amount, G4 is the interest. So you add the interest and the total amount, and you subtract the loan. So if somebody took a loan, you have to subtract that loan from it. So you got this for all the other values. So if the same thing that was done there, if I delete this, I came here, I drag, the formula will be correct for all of them, you know. So to do this, if I double click, you see what I did. Same here, if I double click, you see the various cells that were used in the formula. Okay, so that was the next thing to be done. And in H, they were asked to write down the total amount of the total, to calculate the total amount of the total amount, which is the total amount, interest, and net amount in F12, G12, H respectively. So we needed to do what? We needed to sum. So if you have to calculate the total amount, you needed to sum. So we use the formula sum. If I did this, means I'm summing from F4 to F11. Yeah, we are summing from G4 to G11, and yeah, we are summing from H4 to H11. So that's correct. That will give you 3 points. The net amount column will give you this one. Calculation of this one will give you 3 points. Okay, here you have 2 points. So the next thing is students were required to rank. So it's supposed to rank, and to do that, you're supposed to do the rank. You use number. The number is H4, beginning from H4. What was the reference? The reference is from H4 to H10, and the order is 0, which means that we're going in ascending order. If we put 1, it means we are going to, if we put 1, we're going to use ascending order. Sorry, if we put 0, it means we are going to use descending order. So we use 0 there. So we're going to use descending order, which means from the highest to the lowest. Now that is what was required. The next thing was for the students to draw. You're supposed to draw. So to draw what? A bar chart of name against net amount in a new sheet titled Jangi. So if we have Jangi is our new sheet, I'm supposed to draw. You're supposed to draw this against this against our net amount. You set. This is our diagram. This diagram is supposed to be drawn on the new sheet. So you're supposed to insert your graph. The chart is supposed to be on the next page, which means that if you come if you come to move chart to the next location, you can indicate Njangi. You create the next sheet to be Njangi, so the chart can move to Njangi. So to name a sheet, you just double click down here and you rename it Njangi. So that's what was required. If you had this, you have all the marks. So thank you for following up. The next video will be on the TET tax. And remember, the TET tax has to do with Microsoft, has to do with Access and programming. The programming is either you're programming in C or you're programming in Pascal. So we'll look at that when we come back. So thank you once again for following up this Regional MOCK Revision 2019. We hope to have you on the next video. Okay, until then, bye bye.